And we're up and running. Hello everyone, welcome to today's live Q&A. Give it a few minutes, let me see how many people come in and I will start sending out notifications. A bit late again today, sorry, 8:05. It's supposed to be 8 o'clock. I know I'm late, I am sorry, but I was a bit busy today. But we're here now. We're ready for the weekend. Yeah, notification is out. So we'll see who starts arriving. It says there's 2 people online already, so that's good. Got a few, as you see, I got a package there last week or the week from David that we unopened. A lot of East German stuff in it, West German stuff in it. I also have a friend, Gary Hall. He should be online tonight. I'm not sure if he's going to be online tonight, but he actually runs a little museum in Armagh. So if any of you are up around Armagh, go have a look at him and go look at his museum. He's a nice guy. I've known him now for a few years. Stan, how's things? Stan, there is a letter in the post for you today. Gary, if you're watching as well, there's also a package in the post for you. So I hope you enjoy them. That's pretty much it. We'll just do a roll call here now as soon as lads start showing up. I don't know who's around Friday night. I am a bit late as always. Fashionably late, shall we say. So, how's my sound and everything working anyway? Is everything working okay? How's everyone been over the week? It has been a busy week. It's been a hectic week. But thankfully, as I said, the weekend is here. So as soon as let's start coming in. Kenny, how are you? How's everyone? Sounds good. Perfect. Very much. Thanks very much. As soon as everyone comes in, sure, we'll start cracking on as always with the old questions and answers. There used to be a TV show in Ireland anyway. At one stage called Questions and Answers. It was for politicians where they'd get bombarded with questions. But yeah. So David, actually, when he tunes in tonight, another World War II item has arrived. He said he was going to got me a pair. They fit. I have tried them on. They do fit. A nice little pair of early gaiters. The later gaiters, rather than this leather strap, had a canvas piece on them. But yeah, they're perfect. And these are actually numbered also as well. So I don't know. Actually, could you are the British Army records that in depth that you could track guys by their actual service number? Was Coca-Cola chocolate used post-war by the Bundeswehr, etc.? I don't know. Chocolate. Those of you that don't know, chocolate cola it's in a little tin. There's 2 different types. There's the milk chocolate version and the dark chocolate. There's blue and red. Extensively used during the Second World War by the Wehrmacht. Rumor has it that they were laced with substances to keep the soldiers alive and kicking and motoring, but that they were laced with methamphetamine. And Nick, how are you? How's things? Methamphetamine and stuff like that. I don't know how true that is. I do know that Waffen SS guys were given narcotics, pretty much. But yeah, I don't know if they were used post-war. Prized by US troops who would capture it. Coca-Cola, yeah. Well, it's the same. Like there was a famous thing. Was it a German general said that he was astounded by the supply chain that the Americans had, because the guys used to be able to get, if they captured American soldiers or they captured their areas of operations or things like that, they would find Coca-Cola bottles, and they were like going that a luxury like that could get onto the front lines. Thorsten Thomas has done a video on show Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola. In 2008, a German general wanted to reintroduce the Iron Cross. The German Ministry of Defense rejected it. There are prototypes of the 2008 Iron Cross to be found. Very interesting. Didn't know that, Ralph. Did not know that. Hershey's did a tropical chocolate bar too. When you say tropical now, do you mean it was laced with everything? Should I say Coca-Cola as well? The actual bottles of Coca-Cola, the drink. Initially, there was Coke in that as well, apparently. Don't know how true that is neither. Who knows? So yeah, I was really chuffed with my haul this week. The RUC mannequin, or not the RUC mannequin, the UDR mannequin that I did, seemed to have gone down well. People like that. It's called Tropical Caffeine in it. Oh, okay. Military Collectibles, how are you? But yeah, so the UDR representation that I did seems to have gone down very well. They're a very tricky unit to talk about in relation to Op Banner and the Troubles, because they do have a checkered past. But look, not all, as I said in the video, not all of them were like that. There are some genuine guys that served in that regiment that wanted to do better and good for the people of Northern Ireland, and like everything else, there's some other tosspots. Same as it was in the RUC. They weren't all bad, but some of them were. Some of them have been recorded to do things. Then again, paramilitary side, every side of the paramilitaries did some bloody crap stuff. So, but yeah, that mannequin went down well. So yeah, there will be a slight change this Sunday in relation to videos. Even Stan thought I wasn't going to make it work, commitments, etc. Oh, well, you're more than welcome. I was a bit late myself. Military Collectibles. I was a bit late myself. I was 5 minutes late due to getting home myself and trying to get things set up. Yeah, so there we go. But look, we're all here now. We're all ready for the chat. We're all ready for the crack. There's 11 lads online here now. So, well, it says there's 11 lads online. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, so the video, the that representation I did of the UDR guy, people were asking me, Padraig, I don't know if he's here, and some other lads were asking me in relation to doing a simple uniform, a simple thing that they could do to get into reenacting. And that is the simplest Op Banner one that I think you could use, because all you need is the woolly pulley, a shirt, a regimental braid, deciding what regiment you want to use, lightweights or combat pants, and boots, and that's it. You're ready to go. The one piece of advice I would give people, though, is be very careful with what regiment you choose. If it was up to me, I'd pick a regiment that has been disbanded, for the simple fact that you don't want some plonker at a reenactment event. Not so much at reenactment events, I suppose it's acceptable, but calling you out on stolen valor, or you wearing something wrong, or there's not an awful lot of guys have pride in their actual regiments, so the beret is sacred. So if you are going to do a reenactment of an actual specific regiment, make sure you portray the regiment correctly, and you have all their little things done right, because each little individual regiment has their own little things that not everyone has. What's Thorsten's channel? I think it's called. Is it Thorsten? Thorsten Thomas? I think it's the name of the channel as well. I'm not 100% sure. Standard know better there, no? If he's around still. Rifle Green. My school friend was in the UDR and was murdered by loyalist paramilitaries. I am still sore about the loss of over 30 years. Well, there you go. Someone's sitting on a horn outside. But yeah, like those lads, the UDR guys, did have even the RUC guys had a very, very tough, extremely tough job to do, because one side didn't like them, the other side sort of liked them. But if they did anything wrong, it was such a grey area. It was so hard to try. And then like that, to try and live your family or to try and live your life outside of being on service. The UDR guys couldn't go home after their 4 months and unwind and relax and not have to worry about it again. They were constantly on alert. We talked about it before, and one live stream, they were actually in I think they were the only personal or only regiment in the British Army to actually be allowed to be issued personal sidearms for protection when they were off duty. As a rifle regiment or basically a line infantry regiment, or they were allowed to carry weapons on their off duty hours as well. I posted some pics of my Bundeswehr kit on Instagram, and some serving Panzer Grenadiers liked it. Oh, very good. That's very nice, Kenny. I don't know. I don't know if I follow you on Instagram. I must have a look and see. Really enjoyed the video on the working dress. Very simple setup, which could be put together by anyone of modest cost without spending a fortune. Yeah, exactly. I think I worked it out. I didn't say it in the video, but I think altogether, excluding boots and stuff like that, but that entire loadout or that entire representation would probably cost you about 20 to 30 pounds. If you looked for what you wanted to get. As I said, the shirt could be a Hairy Mary, or it could be a general shirt or a khaki flannel shirt. Plain woolly pulley jumper. Even don't worry about the rank markings or anything like that. Your regimental titles on the top of it. You don't even have to wear the staple belt. Staple belt wasn't always worn. Lightweight pants or combat pants, be that 84 pattern, 68 pattern, and a pair of boots. Either the short boots, short general service boots, or the combat high boots, depending what time frame you want to use. Kenny Rebel has channel. Kenny Rebel, his channel is called Thorsten Thomas. He does military stuff and hiking videos. He has another channel called Homan, but he doesn't use that one much now. Rifle Green, I put an extra comment on the RUC tunic. Oh, very good. Thanks very much. I must have a look at it. I haven't. Normally after the live streams is when I catch up on my comments, emails, things like that. So if you have commented it or emailed me during the week, I will try and get back to you. Hello, I appreciate brave soldiers in what they do. What else can they do besides be in war and help us? Yeah, true statement. Like a soldier at the end of the day is a tool, as in they are put in a position to solve a problem by politicians. So if you want to go down the road of politicalness, I suppose, which I don't try and do, but you need to deal with that. That's who's the issue with. That's who I have the issue with, is the politicians, for putting these guys in a place where bad things happen and pulling their strings, if you get me. Thanks, Dan. We'll give him a look. Oh yeah, perfect. So yeah, I knew it was Thorsten Thomas. So that's it. Another thing, actually, lads, as well. I normally don't look and see my subscribers and stuff like that until the weekends and stuff when I have time to catch up on things. I'm up on 460 something already, which is bloody nuts. I'm nearly at 500. Never thought I would get that. Never thought I would. I started this as something to do during COVID, so I'm stunned and I'm so appreciative of you guys. Commenting on my videos, liking my videos, giving me inspiration to do other videos, and giving me advice to do other videos, contacting me on email with advice, things like that, donating items to the collection, which is also fantastic, which I don't expect anyone to do, but if you do want to do that, or if you want to trade stuff, that's fine. I have no issue in doing that. But yeah, thanks very much, guys, for everything. Rifle Green, I'll definitely look up that comment that you did on the RUC Tunic video, which a lot of people enjoy the RUC stuff as well. The off banner Northern Ireland Trouble stuff. It's the last few years the interest in it has massively grown. It's hugely grown, and that is in relation to when you see the price of some stuff now being sold on eBay and things like that. There are other places where you can buy kit, but I suppose the representation is in the value of stuff now as well. It has gone through the roof, so people are starting to collect it and people are starting to try to get it, which is good and bad in the fact that for collectors like me it's tougher, whereas it's tougher to get the stuff. It's tougher to get pieces for the collection, but it just shows you that there is the interest out there now, and people are starting to collect it, which is even better, I suppose, in the fact that now the people are learning to forget about the divide and forget about history. I'm not trying to buy over. I'm not trying to buy over inflated items. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Kenny. No. Yeah, it's quite long. The tunic by the 90s was only used for special occasions in detailed in my comment. Yeah, I understand that. The reason I called it a dress tunic was because I know that later on, shall we say, in Op Banner around the 90s, the tunics weren't worn. They were definitely worn in the 60s, 70s, 80s. But yeah, what I tried to do was address ceremony type thing. But yeah, I'll read the comment in a while anyway, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of information on it. Do you know the short movie The German? No, I don't. I don't, Ralph. The German. I've came prepared tonight, guys. Notebook and pen for when you start throwing stuff at me that I need to be doing or need to be looking at. The German. Okay, so we're going to be looking up at The German over the weekend. If my biro even works. No. So we have the first suggestion of the night. Lots of you will recognize what type of notebook that is. License and registration, please. Are you the driver of the vehicle? Yes. Have you been drinking? Blow into this, please. Sorry, I need to entertain myself sometimes. Is that the one by Theo? Oh, you're talking about the movie. It's about a fight between an ME-109 and a Spitfire over Ireland. No, sounds interesting. Is it on YouTube? If it's on YouTube, I'll find it. If not, I'll have to go Googling, I guess. I'm trying to. We're getting back to films again. We've talked about movies and films a few times on live stream. Saving Private Ryan was a famous one that was filmed in Ireland. World War II wise, The Brill Boys was another World War II one. It was filmed in Ireland. Then you have some other, but Saving Private Ryan anyway, and the Brill Cream Boys are the two famous ones that I know that were filmed in Ireland. And then you have other stuff that was filmed in Ireland, Vikings, some Games of Thrones, some episodes of the Games of Thrones. The Wind That Shakes the Barley, Michael Collins. Yeah, films like that. Your mannequin needs oiling. From your last video, yeah, I do actually. I need to oil him. But what it actually is there's a screw or a bolt to stop him from spinning, and I had that tightened. That was what was the squeak. But yeah. So as I said, he's going to be used for Sunday's video, but it's away from Op Banner because people have been asking me to do Op Banner stuff. So I tried to do the last couple of videos on Op Banner, but I don't want to just bombard everybody with Op Banner stuff. So the next video will be World War II related, but it's not. It's nothing major. And then there is some Vietnam stuff coming up again, and I'll try and do an Op Banner video once a month. But I don't want to bombard people with Op Banner stuff. Von Rushton and Brown, 1971, recorded in Ireland, as well as Mackenzie Break. I don't know those movies. Isn't seen that in Ohio. Okay, Mackenzie. I must look up that. Last time I was supposed to wear an RUC tunic was election day in 2001. I put weight on and it did not fit. The woman sergeant destroyed me and reported for destroyed me in respect of personal responsibility. Well, you should have checked your kit, rifle green, but yeah, like by 2000, the kits, the tunic was outdated. So it would have been used, and I can understand why an election day. Would you have had to still at that stage wear your body armor over the tunics for something like that now if you were at an election station? Presume you still would have to. Hello all, first time here. The German is available on YouTube. Paul Simpson, welcome. Yeah, you're more than welcome. We have this live stream every Friday at 8 o'clock. The Captain on Amazon is good and a true story. I've seen The Captain. Was made in the Glen of Mal. Mackenzie's Break was made in the Glen of Mal. Oh. Must look that up. Lads, my old notebook. Mackenzie Break. Okay, definitely look that up. Oh, that's 2 pieces of homework I have for the weekend. So yeah. So while I was rooting actually around the place the other day, I said I'd show some things that are sort of unusual, but when people see them, they don't actually realize what they are. So, excuse me, sorry. I've never wore body armor over my tunic. Oh, okay, very good. Sorry, where have I gone? Fond memories of the Glen of Mal, Paul. I have memories of the Glen of Mal. I wouldn't say they were fond. Probably the bar in the Glen of Mal was the more fonder memories, but the actual Glen of Mal itself, yeah, I suppose there was good memories in there too. Spitfire, the pilot in the German. Oh, okay, must look up that as well, right? Never wore the body armor. Okay, no problem. Kenny, yes, okay. So, right. 2 police water bottles, public order water bottles, right? One is made in England. They're both the same. Look at the actual cases themselves. They look fine, but it's not till you pull them apart or not notice them really. That one is stamped PSNI. That one doesn't have any stamp on it. But PSNI. RUC. So it's just a little proof, I suppose, to show you that when the RUC was disbanded and it was refloated as the PSNI, they held on to an awful lot of the equipment and just relabeled it. So if you come across one of them, I came across that at Carbuzza in outside Enniskillen was where I came across that. So did he know what it was? Don't think so, because I only paid £2 for it. I didn't pay anything for that because I got it in a deal. But just goes to show you that the equipment can still be used. Like, that's modern enough. I don't know whether they still use them or not anymore, but it's modern enough. So if you wanted to supplement it with an RUC one, they're the same. They're the exact same thing. So just wanted to show people that you don't always have to go, oh, that is an RUC water bottle. Yeah, it is, but it's also a PSNI one. That's just, there we go. And there's a dent on it. I wonder was it thrown at someone. But there we go. Are those SIG bottles? I don't actually know if there's any manufacturer. There's no manufacturer on them. Oh, they are, sorry. They are, yeah, SIG, Switzerland. I don't know the capacity of them. And I'd say they'd need a good, jeez, if I can open it. I'd say they'd need I definitely can't open that one. They'd need a good cleaning. Rebel Boat, the legend. I picked up a British right angle torch for £4 in an antique shop. Quality bottles. Yeah, there I haven't used them. As I said, they were thrown in a bag or thrown in a box actually. And I was looking for bits and bobs to do on videos and stuff, and I just came across them. So I was like going, would it be interesting to do videos on them? I said maybe on a live stream there might be interesting to talk about. It's actual real leather. It's not artificial leather. It's real leather. They are real leather. So where have we gone? Great hiking bottles. Yeah, when I was hiking, bottles I carried were, believe it or not, they were 58 pattern canteen bottles. Was what I carried. Carried 3 of them. Call me old fashioned. Where have we gone? In between, they put a sticker over the RUC for the water bottle. SIG used for public order duty. Mine is an RUC one with dents. The new PSNI one is cheap plastic. My RUC one does have a dent on it, so I'm wondering, was it thrown at someone or did someone get a slap of it? But they are good bottles. I used to have something similar for the trenches where you'd need paraffin to light them. I had a bottle like that to carry the paraffin with me, but now I have Jetboil. I got a Jetboil. I don't even know what a Jetboil is, but yeah, that's what I use now for my hiking days when I do get to go hiking. But yeah, so I came across lots and lots of little interesting bits and bobs that I thought people might be interested in. So here we have a Vietnam water bladder canteen type thing. These were all, how I found these was I had these all in a box for like eating and water and utensils and stuff like that. So I said I'd bring them out. Now I did do a video on this, but I have a World War II version now. This is 1967 version, which would be Vietnam. Let's see the date there on it. I found a lot of this stuff that I had put away. They're like personal stuff. So I'm thinking of doing like a personal type loadout or pocket fillers for Vietnam era, for op banner things like that. I have done a few on op banner, what guys would carry in their weapon, what people have told me what they would carry in their weapon. And I also found this. Now I think this is an old, if I can remember correctly, I think it's an old 38 Webley lanyard or leash, belonged to the RUC. Not over 100% sure. Rifle Green might be able to tell me that, but that's what that is. Little dog barking. Where have we gone? I've an adapter you put on those bottles and you pump them up and then dump air in one go to inflate a tubeless tire. Oh, it's very interesting to know that now. Battle scars. The bottles were worn with a dark blue flameproof suits, pads, public order helmet, worn on a gun belt. I have seen the public order gear in a museum in the north. For the RUC, they did have the belt on it. They did have the belt on it, yeah. But I would I put a public order guide together? I probably would, actually, to tell you the truth. I would try and put a public order guide together, but like that again, you're going down a rabbit hole trying to find the correct pads, the correct shoulders, the correct things like that. But one day maybe we'll see. Was it an army dump where you found the items? An army dump? How do you mean an army dump? No, I am. When I say it in storage, I normally have big Tupperware boxes, the big plastic boxes. So I keep an awful lot of my stuff, and if I'm don't have mannequins or uniforms on mannequins, I vacuum pack them just to keep the bugs and crap out of them. And I have an awful lot of stuff stored in my attic and stored away. So I was literally going through stuff, put away stuff that I've already used, just change around the collection. And I found bits and bobs that I thought people might find interesting in relation to doing videos in the future. So yeah, so that's what that stuff was found, or where that stuff was found. People have been asking me as well to do an impression or representation, I suppose, of an Australian in Vietnam with a backpack and things like that, and the weapon. I have done one already on mannequins on parade, which are the full mannequins that I use. So I don't know if I'll do it again. Boys, can somebody deal with that there, please? Because I can't understand the word they're saying. I'm going to. Hang on a second now. Where we go? Army dump. Where you found them? Okay, I'm getting purpose-built brick outbuilding for my collection room. Oh, very good. So Stan's Man Cave or Steel Helmet Stan's headquarters is going to get an upgrade. That's cool. I'm looking forward to that. You're going to do a video on it being built, actually. Any Cold War booty found? Yes, there is some Cold War booty found, and it will be coming up on videos. No, an army store, army navy store. No, King John, Kim Jong Young in on. Oh, no. Ireland is a bit strange. We don't exactly have. You have army surplus stops, but and airsoft type shops, but you don't really have proper military surplus stores, if you get me. Um, that's one thing that's lacking. They used to be all over the place, but I suppose when times were good and money came in, people started getting rid of them. But yeah, we don't actually have a specific military surplus stores here, which is a bit of a pain in the bottom. No, John, are you getting a building? Oh, am I getting a building built? I am. Yes, I am. My That's why we moved here from War Room number 1. This is War Room 2.0. My house at the moment is being renovated, shall we say. It's been updated, upgraded, and stuff like that. I don't want to go into too much detail into it, but when the building is finished, I had a mobile home out the back, but it was rotten and stuff. It wasn't worth being repaired, so I got a truck container. So the truck container is out there, and that's keeping all the tools and bits and bobs for the house. And what am I talking about? Stock, timber, slabs, stuff like that that's been used in the house is kept in that. So when that's finished, that's going to be converted then into War Room. So there we go. If that's black 37 period lanyard, if that's a black 37 pattern lanyard you have, it's probably Royal Armour Corps. Oh yeah, it is black. Yeah, what did I put it? It is black. It is black with 2 different knots on it. So there you go. It's completely black. I don't know where I picked that up neither, but I have it. So I wasn't exactly sure what it was. Thanks, Military Collectibles. There's only a few near me at Catford, Norwich, and Colchester. I was hoping this year actually to try and get over to some shows and I suppose try and hit surplus stores as well while I was over there, but COVID put a swipe on it, so there we go. Did you think 1971 was a good movie? Yes, I did, but an awful lot of it was fantasized, and I won't say fantasized. How do I say this correctly? It was a bit Hollywoody. It was a good movie, but it was a good movie, but I do think there was it dragged out a small bit. I found it dragged out a small bit. But in relation to has it come out in the later on through investigations, inquiries, things like that, there were certain aspects of that movie that possibly could have happened. In relation to that, yes, it was a good movie, but I just think it was dragged out a small bit. But it was a good movie. I do think it was a good movie. Is that the one where the lad gets separated from his unit? Yeah, that's exactly the same one. He's a good actor, actually. I haven't seen him in much stuff, but he is a good actor. I liked him in it. 1971 was quite a good movie. It was a good movie. Yeah. As I said, I just thought it was a bit dragged out. If I ever see any bits you need, I will grab them. Kenny, that's you don't have to do that, but Kenny, I appreciate it if you do that. I some of the guys, David's not in today, but I deal with him. He's got some stuff for me. Stan there, I've done some backyard trading with Stan as well. So I mean, like, if you do come across stuff, guys, and you wish to trade for them, that's no problem. As I said, always on the top of the video descriptions there will be an email. I think it's Shanahan Militaria in 1944 at Outlook or something like that. But at the top of all my videos, on the description of the video of what's actually in the video. I normally try and put a bit of history into that description box as well, if any of you ever bother to read it. At the top of that, there's always an email that you can get in contact with me. Sorry, I'm trying to drink water. I have a very dry throat. I don't have COVID. I don't have a cough. I don't have temperature. I don't have anything. I just have a dry throat. Jeez, we've been on for nearly 40 minutes already. Or we have been on over 40 minutes. It doesn't seem like that long. Yeah, so I did find one or two bits and bobs that I was, as I said, I was looking around and I was going to go do videos on them. I have these as well. Now, I can't remember where I got these, but they're postcards. They're postcards, and they're postcards of sort of famous pictures of Derry or London Derry. So here you have the Saracen in the background, or the pig. It's a pig, I think. Yeah, there's a pig. That's a famous picture from the Battle of the Bogside. If any of you don't know what the Battle of the Bogside is, he's wearing a. If any of you know your history, it's a World War II civilian type gas mask he's actually wearing. Little ingenious little bugger. That's another photo of all the Land Rovers. I think these are all from the Battle of the Bogside. I think this is just before they moved in. And then this is another famous thing that they would do up there when they're seeing the Land Rovers and stuff approaching, as they bang the dustbin lids. So I will be doing a video on those as well, and we're trying to be talking a bit more about them. So just little interesting things like that, small little bits and bobs from the collection. Now, I have shown these before, but I think they're so interesting as well. They're actually interview tapes that are still in the plastic from the Royal Ulster Constabulary. You see it there on the top. So if you were arrested and you were being interviewed, there's one of them that would go into the machine. Then you have the famous scenes, I suppose, in the likes of In the Name of the Father and stuff like that, where they stop the tape to try and get more information out of them. Where have we gone? Kenny, what's Kenny saying? Incident 597 is a good mini movie on the Troubles. I must look that up as well. That child with the mask died last year. Oh, really? That's sad and interesting as well at the same time. That is a famous picture. In Derry, there's a huge wall, memorial, or not memorial. Like it's famous. The murals in obviously in Northern Ireland are famous, but that one is a famous one of that picture. Guys painted on the side of the wall. Using a shipping container is a great idea. Pity I don't live close by, as working with metal welding, etc. is my trade. I've done a few on site, turning them into workshops. Well, I could always fly you over for a weekend and we could get absolutely blitzed and go welding as well at the same time. I'm a welder too, Stan. Asbestos. No, I don't know if there's any asbestos in it, but I don't think so. But yeah, so there we go. Rifle Green, that is so interesting about that guy, that child. I wonder what age he was when that was taken. I'd say he's no more than, definitely not a teenager. I'd say he's only about 10 or 11. But if you look, he's got a little Sinn Féin button and all on. And about to throw a petrol bomb at somebody. But yeah, that's interesting now to know that he passed away. I suppose if it was in the 60s. Can't remember when the Battle of the Bogside was. But say if he was 13. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's much older than that anyway. Let's get out a magnifying glass actually and see if we can, because I don't know if the picture can see it, but there is actually markings on the gas mask. We see when the gas mask was actually issued. Those tapes bring back memories. These interviews is taped recorded. This interview is tape recorded. We are in an interview room in RUC station. The date isn't the same as. Yeah, exactly. We have something similar as well. But yeah, so and written on it, then you have interviewing officer, suspect, tape reference, date, batch. But I like to actually still have them in the plastic, and there's two of them. There's some guys probably in this live stream that don't even know what they are. I'd say if you asked anybody from 19 to from 1 to 19 and asked them what they were, they probably wouldn't have a bloody clue what they are. That's how we used to listen to music. Before CDs, after records. Proceeds to sing like a canary. Well, maybe not. Depends. It depends how persuasive you can be. But I think that's all that I took out that I was going to talk to people about tonight. So I thought it was something else, but I can't remember now. Sure. Proceeds to sing like a canary. I think now it's all done with videotapes, actual recording, like a camera. I don't use any cassette tapes, shall we say. There's a YouTube channel that I watch, and he's an ex-cop, but he like breaks down police. He's an American, obviously, but he breaks down like police shootings and what does that mean? He's American, obviously, but he's an American. But he breaks down like interview tapes and interview videos where he's like he's telling you or giving you the inside information why the officer is saying this, watching the guy's reaction. Then the other officer might come in with a different question, things like that. The psychology behind it, and it's very interesting. But like that, he breaks down shooting videos as well, like officer involved shootings, because everything in America is for the public. So once the investigation is done, it's released to the public so that they can show you that everything was done right and wrong and things like that. But yeah, you don't see it so much here in certain cities, in certain areas. All right, you see guards, police now wearing body cams. You don't see it's only creeped in the last year or two where you see that. Don Operator, yeah, he's a good guy. I've watched some of his stuff as well. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like his stuff as well. Paddy Coyle was age 13. Died last year. Silver Lumpkin was the photographer, died in May. Very cool. Very, very cool. There is a book, actually. I have it. I don't have it here, but I have it out. Snapshots of the Troubles, it's called. And it's like that. I think that picture's actually in it. There's famous pictures in it. I'll show it actually someday. I might do a video on it. That would be a good thing. Snapshots of the Troubles, it's called. And it has Paddy Cole, age 13. I must do a bit of research on him. Gas mask child, Paddy Cole, photographed 1969, age 13, died 63 in 2020. Very good, lads. I find especially when you're dealing with photographs and things like that. When you look at, okay, we have a name now to that child, the gas mask child, or whatever you want to call it, right? But when you look at a photo, I do this anyway. When I look at a photo, I wonder what happened to those people. Did this, let's say, in relation to World War II, Vietnam, things like that, you're going, did they survive the war, first of all? Did they get injured? what happened when they got home. If they got home. That's one thing I like about pictures. Is I find them interesting because famous pictures like that one, the gas mask child, you can find out things about it. In general, you don't find, like, you see these pictures being advertised on eBay the whole time, especially First World War ones. Whereas the guys literally, I suppose it was a send home or something to send home to their families or whatever. Whereas they went into a photographer, tripod set up. The guys are there in their uniform, 2 or 3 of them or whatever. They're posing, maybe have a rifle in it, whatever. Get the picture taken and it's sent back. But you see hundreds of these pictures up on eBay and in antique shops or even car boot sales. And I find it so sad, like, that these guys have been forgotten about. But I also find it interesting in that what happened to that individual? Did he survive the war? Didn't he survive the war? And even like those photos as well are very interesting for. They give you little snippets on the uniforms and things like that. I broke open those tapes in front of a suspect and solicitor. I broke the ice by saying, "Have you ever seen the bill?" I picked up a Bible for 30p, handwritten inscription inside to a female teacher, dated 9th of August 1885. That's not far off the Bible I had, actually. Mine was 1884. But they're great little bits of history. They're great little bits of history. I don't want to be messing with this now so not too much. Yeah, mine's 1884. So I'm a year ahead of you, Stan. There you go, 1884. In Dublin. But then inside in this as well, then I don't want to mess with this too much and tear it up. But like, you have like little additional prayers that wherever he got them, I don't know, or so yeah. And like I know the history behind this. I know this was carried during the First World War in some of the horrible battles and stuff. But first of all, for it to survive. Second of all, the comfort that somebody would have had to carry those. I suppose that they say that old saying, "There's no such thing as a pagan in a foxhole," really, is there? I was in an episode of The Bill when I worked in Newmarket races. I walked through a scene. Oh, you're part to history, Kenny, or you're part of the film industry. I got 3 Bibles in my man cave. I'm going to do a little video on them. Nice Bible you have there, and you said great bit of history. Yeah, exactly. I do have a World War II version, a New Testament version as well. An active service one. And this one, unfortunately, the top name of it has sort of been ripped off or rubbed off, and then you can barely make out a number there. And you have, I don't know, the bottom part anyway. That's it. Yordan, England, York. I don't know. But that's it. There's no writing in this one, or there's no notes or anything. It's literally just a little prayer book. I don't even know if there's a date in this. Possibly is somewhere. Military Bible Society, founded 1780. Doesn't say when this one was published though. But I have seen these. They were from Second World War pretty much. But nice little bit of history as well. Picked up an old photo album from a market stall, found it full of World War II Luftwaffe photos. Nick, that's so cool. That is so cool. I love photos and stuff like that. A lot of those albums of photos get stripped out and sold separately. Yeah, which is wrong, because you lose the history, I think. Like, whereas if they're in an album, you could possibly timeline them, but if it's only an individual picture, it's not very good. Yeah, I that is a bit of a pain in the. I don't think, like, Military Collectibles did a video before on the tunics. That the badges at one stage were more collectible than the whole tunics were, and like that, you were ripping history off the uniform rather than keeping the tunic together. And I'm like, later on in the war, they would have worn the ribbon bars and stuff like that. They were taken off. The patches were taken off. So yeah, so I was trying to find. As I said, I'm going to try and put together. I've almost completed. I've nearly all the small little bits and pieces put together of World War II Royal Ulster Rifles impression, and to try and find pictures of them. I could find some pictures, but to try and find pictures of them during the Second World War. At the start, we'll say the BEF variant, where they try and get their insignia. See, were they wearing insignias? Were they wearing the RUR on their shoulders? Things like that. It's very hard to get. I've got a post-war RAF album with photos from the Middle East. The blokes' wedding photos are in it too. That's sad, actually, to tell you the truth. No, I'm sorry. I'll re-emphasize it. It's a fantastic piece of history that you have there, but the fact that the man's wedding pictures are in it, and you'd wonder why didn't his family hold on to something like that? But maybe he didn't have a family. I don't know. All the civilian photos had been stripped out. The seller didn't want the Luftwaffe photos. Probably Luftwaffe photos are probably worth more than the actual military photos were. Who knew? Or than the civilian photos. I know what you mean, mate. Yeah, I find that sad. I do find that sad. Same as medals. I find it sad that people just because I know what medals. I know how hard it is to get medals, and when you have guys that pass away, old people pass away, or whatever, and rather than the councils going in and clearing out their houses and trying to preserve the history, sell it, or like keep the medals and donate them to a museum, like send them to, I don't know, send them somewhere that they'll be appreciated. They just bin them, or that the guys that are cleaning out the house themselves will hold on to them because they know they're worth money and sell them and hock them. So yeah, that bugs me a small bit, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me being sentimental. Right, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to finish up a bit early tonight, so I'm going to finish up about 9:15. I know normally we give it 9:30, but I'll finish up about 9:15. So if you want to start lobbing questions at me or ideas in relation to videos, or questions in relation to videos, or questions just in general, you're more than welcome. We'll use these last 15 minutes to sort it out, and we'll see how we get on. I will tell you though, I did come across something that I've been after for a long time in relation to off-banner stuff that will be coming up on a video very soon. And Sunday's video as well. As I said, it's World War II related, so some people might enjoy that. And as I said, I'm so thankful of all the subscribers I have. If you're one of the new ones, welcome aboard. Because we have so many new subscribers, I probably will start advertising the live streams again for a while till we get those people to know that we're here every Friday at 8 o'clock. So if you're an admin, brace yourself, because I'm sure we'll have some yuppies in and twats in trying to cause misery. So keep your fingers on the block button. So I think it's fair just for the new subscribers as well to let them know that we do have a live stream every Friday that they can come online. But yeah, so there we go. And my throat's dry again. So, has anyone any questions, queries, or issues in relation to stuff for the last 15 minutes? I still am live, haven't I? I'm like that's one thing that worries me is I'm constantly going, okay, that red button is on, that button is on, because I'm just worried that I'm here chatting away to myself and everyone's gone home and left me. Because Billy No Mate's in the corner on the live stream and everyone's gone. I saw an East German Panzerf helicopter pilot tunic, only made between 71 and 86, rare and are faked. Saw it on Facebook, DDR Collectibles Group in the USA, I think. Oh, was it up for sale, or is it just something that we're looking at? Is it worth converting a right angle torch to LED? Depends. Depends really. I have right angle torches that are working and they're fine. They don't bother. When did you change the channel name? When did I change channel name? I changed the channel name a couple of months back now at this stage. And the reason I changed the channel name was because it was my name, obviously. And at the time, we were getting trolled on the live streams and stuff like that. And I was advised to change it pretty much. So that's what I did. Just to stay impartial and neutral. And at around that time as well, for some bloody reason, I got a few emails off of YouTube because we were showing airsoft or deactivated items on live streams, and people reported it that we were, or I was, doing stuff that I wasn't doing. But thankfully, I got onto YouTube and it was all sorted. And thankfully, the trolls and all that stuff have gone. No, the bloke was showing it. The pilot would be part of the DDR Air Force, he said, but would have the title cuff on the left arm. Oh, very good. I didn't know that now. I'm still learning about the East and West German stuff, the Bundeswehr and the East German DDR stuff. And I'm finding it very, very interesting. And I'm going down a rabbit hole again over Stan, over Dave, and over Philby, getting me interested in something that I said I wasn't going to do, but here we go. I used to fly along the border in helicopters. What helicopters did they use? Was it the Russian Yorks? I suppose they probably used. But yeah, like the Afghan Air Force now at the minute. If any of you have seen it, they're starting to figure out how to use the stuff and work the stuff, guys, which is a bit frightening. But sure. Oh well, we won't mention that kettle of fish, shall we say? That's it. I'd love to know where that sound came over. That's a kettle of fish. Huh? I don't know. No, well. So I presume everyone is off for the weekend anyway. I'll put this down here because it doesn't show very good weapon safety when you're swinging out of the barrel of it. YouTube channels names are best suited to connection, whatever the channel is about, rather than using an actual person's name. Yeah, I agree with you. It helps people searching for content and scope their interest. Yeah, exactly. That was one of the things I was told, and yeah, I was just told pretty much take your name off the bloody channel. So I did. Listen to a great podcast on Cold War conversations about Xmas and the US equivalent. What was the name of the podcast actually? Because I recently joined Spotify, so I can listen to podcasts now. There are other streaming services there if you don't have Spotify, but I'm just saying. Yeah. So tell me the name of it. Well worth a follow. Okay, what's the follow? Listen to great podcast. What's the name of the actual podcast so I can find it? IWS. Is that the name of the podcast, or are you on DDRT again, Stan? Message deleted. Okay, I guess you're on the W. I guess you're on the T. Cold War Conversations. Okay, I must look that up. Notebook and pen. Cold War Conversations. Actually, I must give a shout out to a friend of mine because he, as I said before, I won't mention you on the channel or on a video unless you don't want to be. But he asked me because I have dealt with him for many, many years, and he's a nice guy. His name is Gary Hall, and he runs a museum, a private museum in Armagh, and it's called Op Banner Veterans Museum, right? So if any of you want to go along and check it out, it's on Facebook. Look up Op Banner, OP Banner Veterans Museum, and give him a like, give him a follow, and it's in Armagh. If any of you are ever in the north and you want to go up and have something to do, give him a call, give him a shout, tell him I sent you. Say Military Collectibles or Era Military Collectibles sent me, or John sent me to go and have a chat with him. But give him a follow on Facebook anyway. Op Banner Veterans Museum in Armagh. Give him a look. I was listening to Ivan today on another I'm doing up today, and I know I'm on Realty tonight. So, I must actually, I might actually have after this now. I might have a glass of DDRT to relax and chill out for the night. So, give me another 5 minutes, guys. There, if any of you want to bombard me with anything, and please go check out Gary's page on Facebook. Op Banner Veterans Museum in Armagh. Nice guy, sound guy. Dealing with him for years. Very interesting chap as well. Actually, he's got a very interesting story. Go over and give him a talk to, give him a like, give him a shout out. I'm having Tiny Rebel. Oh, do you know what I'd love now? Actually, nice cold one. An IPA, you yuppie. Whatever happened to good old reliable like Guinness or something like that? IPAs, I don't know. I don't like IPAs. Each their own, I suppose. Right, guys, I'm going to log off. I'm going to leave you all and say hello and chat away amongst yourselves. As I said, I will be advertising the live streams for 8 o'clock on Fridays to let the new people know that we do have the live streams. So if you're an admin, Stan, Military Collectibles, Podrick, there's a few of you around the place. If you're there, brace yourselves for the onslaught next week probably. Have the little delete button ready to go. Guys, stay safe. Hope you enjoy yourselves over the weekend. Hope you stay safe over the weekend. Mind the old COVID and stay away from it. And see you next Friday for live stream as always. And Sunday, next video will be up. So have a good one, guys, and look after yourselves.